everybody. Dave Brown here at ringside. We're set to go with CWA Championship Wrestling. Boy, what a day we've got for you today. We've got a $20,000 bounty match scheduled on the card here. We will be talking to the stud stable about that bounty match and other things, too. And the new CWA Tag Team Champions are going to be with us here today, talking about the Mason-Dixon Connection, Tracy Smothers and John Paul. They've got a match coming up. Jeff Jarrett will be here a little bit. Ronnie P. Gossett. You're gonna tell me again. You've been circling the airport. I know, and I know better.
I came in last night. Last night I stayed at the Omni for my loyal fans here. I didn't want to let them down. I wanted to be here on time, but I've been late with my limousine. 45 minutes late.
Late with your limousine.
You can't get anything in this hick town.
I see. A new excuse from Ronnie P. Gossett. Does this mean we're going to have to put up with you again today?
It certainly does. It's your pleasure. All these beautiful fans.
You're the reaction, I think, from the fans there. Well, I tell you what. Let's take a look before we go on, because I know you were not at all happy about it, but let's take a look at what happened last week in a CWA heavyweight title match that happened here in this ring, in which Jeff Jarrett...
Oh, no. We don't need to see...
Oh, look out. Clothesline, a close clothesline by Dutch Mantell.
By Dutch Mantell. I doubt if that kid will be able to get back into the ring. That's it. Man's out of it.
Mantell back in the ring. Jeff Jarrett down on the floor out here. All right.
Help him in, Robert. Help him in.
Help him in with a right fist. Jeff knocks it down.
Now you call that fair?
Sure, I call it fair. Fuller got no business interfering here. Jeff off the top rope, presses Mantell down, too. He got it! We got a brand new champion! Jeff Jarrett, the brand new champion! He got it!
He didn't win that belt.
Jeff takes the belt.
He didn't win that belt.
You are a stud. What I'm holding in my hand right here happens to be a check, baby. Take a close look at it.
$20,000.
It's $20,000. It comes straight out of my bank account. You notice that top line right there has not been signed. There's not a man's name on it. But the man's name that goes right in there is the man that's going to finish that punk Jeff Jarrett from wrestling in my beloved profession.
Well, you saw it right there. Jeff Jarrett fair and square pins Dutch Mantell, wins the CWA Championship.
He did not win any belt. He is not the champion.
He won it, and with Fuller putting that bounty up, I think that speaks volumes about Robert Fuller and the stud stable, and it's not good what it says anyway.
Robert Fuller is a man of means.
We'll have more to say about it as we go along. We'll be back with more of championship wrestling action in a moment. Got the stud stable out here. Robert Fuller, what is all of this that you have?
I'll tell you what this is right here. I need to get my man over here. I want a commentator that's going to give me a straight shot in this thing, not you, Dave Brown. We got an organization going here, baby, that is going to be big news. But we got another big news for you, and that's Jeff Jarrett is going to go down. Now, we started this thing when he split my head open with this belt sitting out here, and then we went on down to the building to settle it in the tag event, where right now I'd have my beloved title back. But as you see, I don't have it back, and it's because of Jarrett. Now, here's what's going to happen. Lay the money down right here. I want everybody to see exactly what's going on. That right there, get a close-up on it for you idiots out there that ain't never seen $200 $100 bills right here stacked up in a row, Daddy. That's $20,000, and that's going to go to the happy and the lucky individual that's willing to get out there and get something done for it. And I'm talking about putting Jarrett out of line. Now, give me this right here, darling. These are going to be delivered at all your house programs. When you go to the match, you will get this free poster, compliments of the stud stable, a picture of Jeff Jarrett with 20,000. Every idiot's got one before we're done. Right here, baby, is the proof that there is a reward on that punk's head, and that it is going to be... It's going to be collected, and the reason I say it's going to be collected, tell him about my man Brody, Dutch. Get in here, tell him about my man Brody.
We brought a man specifically in here today to take care of Jeff Jarrett. and he's going to collect him $20,000 right here if he takes Jeff breaks his arm, breaks his low-life, egg-sucking neck, because it's going to be right here today on TV. People won't have to pay one dime to see it because it's going to be right here on TV today. My good friend, Brody Chase.
Well, and now one more thing before we close out. The man that went into that tournament with me, a man that's also up to collect this $20,000. I want to bring the newest inductee, my Afro-American champion, baby, my new stud from Arkansas. Let's get him out here, Action Jackson. Bring it out, Daddy.
Action Jackson.
Make no smiles out of Jackson, because Jackson ain't too hot. How's it going on, baby? Jackson ain't too happy right now, and the reason why is Jeff Jarrett. Don't say that name around me. That's all right, baby. That's all right. I ain't going to be saying the name till it's time to collect the money, and that's what we're going to be doing before this program's over today.
Well, we'll see about that. The $20,000 bounty that Robert Fuller there has in cash. Tell you what, Action Jackson, Robert Fuller were team trying to take the belts from the team that has the belts. Talking about the Mason-Dixon connection. Take a look at Tracy Smothers and John Paul.
I get a wild streak, always ready to meet some new faces in the crowd. I get a wild streak where you talking to me. I couldn't hear you 'cause the music's so loud. I get a wild streak and I am free and I see the same look in your eyes. I get these wild streaks. Hey baby, do you think you could tame me down tonight? Wild streak, running so deep, got to hold the flow, the boundary never rockabilly soul. Wild streak, running so deep, just about to hold the flow, the boundary never rockabilly soul. Sometimes I think I'm on a different overflow. Go, go, go.
On their way to the ring right now, the CWA Tag Champions Mason-Dixon connection. Tracy, you got a return match coming
Thanks,
up.
Dave. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, it was a long, hard, grueling tournament. 3 tough matches, but the Mason-Dixon connection pulled through. We want to thank all the fans out there that supported us and the guys that we beat in the finals. Action Jackson, head of the stud stable. Robert Fuller, you say you want a rematch. You say you want some of us. No problem. We want some of you guys. And Miss Sylvia, you stick your nose in. We're going to jump down there and lay something on you Southern style.
All right. Good luck to you guys in the match coming up right here.
Well, boy, earns the right to become a man.
Well, since my ignorant partner isn't out here, it looks like I'll have to do this myself. This match will be a tag battle. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. Weighing a total of 480 pounds, the Delta Force, Sergeant Brock and Colonel Claiborne, going against the Mason-Dixon connection, John Paul and Tracy Smothers. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit.
Hey, what have you done while I was gone now?
Listen, you are my assistant, and you don't need to be leaving this table and leaving me with work to do.
Hey.
You understand?
I had work to do myself. Wanted to talk to the new CWA Tag Champion.
A fluke.
In there right now, Tracy Smothers, Delta Force.
They'll certainly get their lunch here.
Hey, the Delta Force not off to a very good start here. That's Colonel Claymore, who was starting for the Delta Force, and he's out now saying what has gone wrong. In the corner with him is Sergeant Brock. Sergeant Brock and Colonel Claymore, the Delta Force out of Fort Bragg.
A very awesome team, Dave Brown. Very awesome.
That remains to be seen here. Hey, look at Tracy Smothers. Colonel Claymore popped him with a right fist, and Tracy just hit him back, knocked him right
fist.
down off his
Notice
feet.
the fist.
I did.
Never the open hand.
Notice the fist that the Colonel hit him with first, though.
Colonel used his open hand.
John Paul coming in after the tag.
Double
Tracy let
teaming.
him go by. No, Tracy never touched him. He let him go by, and he stepped out. John Paul with kind of an uppercut there as he popped him.
That's an uppercut. That's a fist. That's a blatant fist.
Look at Claymore, though. He raked him across the eyes. Over to the corner, made the tag, and this is Sergeant Brock. Sergeant Brock with a rude greeting from John Paul. And the CWA Tag Champions are looking mighty, mighty good here.
Evidently, you haven't seen very few tag teams that they don't look good at all.
Minute 30 seconds. They're controlling the match against the Delta Force. Look at Tracy come in over the top rope. Got him with a drop kick as John Paul had set him up and was sending him flying in that direction. Tracy now with the arm bar. He rolls his shoulders down. Well,
I'm very impressed with this Delta Force, Dave Brown.
How could you be from what you've seen so far? My goodness. Tracy Smothers and John Paul have totally dominated the Delta Force.
Double teaming, that's the word, double teaming.
Delta Force, a sizable team. Tracy fired into the turnbuckles, sets himself, planted a boot to the midsection.
Notice John Paul with the illegal knee.
They double up on him and drop Sergeant Brock to the mat. John Paul picks him up, backs him to the rope, whips him across the ring, dumps him over the back. Tag made on Tracy Smothers.
I told you a while back, John Paul and Tracy Smothers look good, but they can't wrestle.
Double backdrop by the Mason-Dixon connection.
Illegal move.
What was illegal about that? Nothing. Hey, flying through the air. Great timing by Tracy Smothers.
Notice John Paul on the top rope. Notice this. Now, you call that not double teaming? Surely you can see this.
There's a tag made by Tracy. He steps out of the way. I don't see any double team at all. No, one leaves and the other comes in. Nothing wrong with that. Cover count is 2. He got it.
Well, they lucked up. They lucked up.
A tremendous display of talent here. And I think you can see why they won the tournament and are now the CWA Tag Champions. Tracy Smothers and John Paul, the Mason-Dixon connection, taking the measure here of the Delta Force, Sergeant Brock and Colonel Claymore. The time on it was 3 minutes, 25 seconds. We got a lot more. Don't go away.
That was a lucky win.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that on Thursday, April 6th, we're going to be in Henryville, Indiana at the Henryville High School. Save $1 in advance tickets, sponsored by the yearbook staff, and save $1 on advance. Don't forget that Thursday, April 13th in Lanesville, Indiana at the high school, sponsored by the Adult Athletic Booster Club. Save $1 on advance tickets. Evansville, Indiana, Wednesday, March 29th at the Evansville Coliseum. Supercard of action, a big grudge match. Jerry the King Lawler versus the Master Payne. We'll have a CWA title match. 2 out of 3 falls, Dutch Mantell and Jeff Jarrett. Then a CWA tag title match, Robert Fuller, Action Jackson, and the Mason-Dixon connection.
Yeah, Roger, first off, I just want to thank the fans for all the support they gave John and myself. It's hard enough to wrestle 1 match, but when you got to wrestle 3, that makes it pretty tough. Well, Robert Fuller and Action Jackson, they want a return match for these tag titles. Well, that's fine, because John and myself, we're not going to be closet champions. We'll be waiting for you right there in Evansville, guys. We came out here last week, and we said we were going to win the titles. And by the good grace of God and the support of the fans, which I can't say enough about, we were fortunate enough to come out on top. But we'll be waiting for you there in Evansville, right, John?
That's right. Everybody knows Robert Fuller has held a lot of titles in his time, including the CWA Tag Team titles with Jimmy Golden. He's got a new partner, Action Jackson, who weighs 300 pounds plus, from New York City. But let me tell you something, me and Tracy are prepared. We're going to come out just as prepared, if not more prepared than you guys. We got one other thing on our side that you don't, and that's the fans.
Thank you, guys. Don't forget, Evansville, Indiana, Evansville Coliseum, Wednesday, March 29th, a terrific night there in Evansville, Indiana. You're going to see P.Y. Chuhai and a lot of great talent in Evansville, Indiana.
couple of new faces in the ring right now. Randy Greenway in the white tights, and Mike Hart in the red. A couple of guys, one out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Randy is out of Fort Lauderdale, and Mike Hart is out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Together, they'll weigh in at about 480
Now
pounds.
we're finally beginning to see some tag teams.
Boy, here comes the tag team right here.
Here comes the tag team right here, the Stud and Action Jackson.
Well,
I am
right.
very impressed with Action Jackson and the Stud Robert Fuller.
They are a formidable tag team.
They certainly are.
They've got Sylvia in the corner with them with that kendo stick in her hand. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Sylvia is the Bo Derek of professional wrestling.
Dutch Mantell out here, too. Don't like the looks of that.
Oh, my pleasure, Dutch.
We're fresh out.
Well, we see in the ring right now Robert Fuller, the Tennessee Stud, and the newest acquisition of the Stud stable, Action Jackson and Mr. Gossett. If my memory serves me correctly, did I not hear that Tracy Smothers say that if Miss Sylvia comes to the ring during the next match with Action Jackson, Robert Fuller, he was going to come out and take care of her Southern style?
You certainly did. You certainly did.
I heard it correctly. Well, I want to say one thing. The next time Robert Fuller and Action Jackson against the Mason-Dixon connection, I'm going to be outside the ring. We will not allow the First Lady of professional wrestling to be treated in such a barbaric Southern manner, such as Tracy Smothers getting out and trying to lay his hands on her or anything. But right now we see, and you can help me out with this, Mr. Gossett, Action Jackson, 300 pounds, a man from New York City. And who are these guys they're wrestling?
I never heard of them. I don't know what.
Hart and Greenway is what it says here. But what I'm really interested in today, is the bounty match. My good friend Brody Chase has agreed to come in and take care of Jeff Jarrett. And I would take care of myself, but Robert Fuller would take care of him himself, except we want to sit back and watch our friend take care of Jeff Jarrett. And we don't mind paying the $20,000. And I got it right here in my hand. If the camera wants to shoot in here on this and get a good look at this $20,000 I got rolled up in my hand right here, they can do it because we're willing to pay it. And Brody Chase is going to collect it today right here on television. Woo-hoo! Yeah!
You're holding here in your hand $20,000.
$20,000.
And
right
Brody
there.
Chase, I don't know anything about Brody
Well,
Chase.
you will after today. The man from Paradise City, I call him. He's my acquisition, like the master of pain. It's my animal, my machine, my creation, the man that Jerry Lawler is running from. And I know friends all across the country, and they're all willing. All I got to do is pick up the phone, me or the Stud, and we can get anything done that we want to do because we got the cash to pay out, and we got the friendship to back it up. This Action Jackson is an animal.
There, I think you can see right here. That's the $20,000 that he's talking about.
Now, Dave Brown, don't you reach for this money because I know you like to lay your hands on $20,000. I got my meat paws on this real tight because he's liable to reach over here and try to snatch it out of my hand. Now, this Action Jackson here, I like him. Look at there. Did he lay him out? That boy, those boys never got their ball rolling right there.
Hey,
No.
why didn't he just go ahead and pin him?
He
That's what
kicked
I wanna
out.
know.
He kicked out, and he needs to be punished to think he can take on the stable. He needs to be punished like the dog that he is.
There's the 3 count.
Oh, yeah. Merciful, merciful. We take no prisoners.
Well, there were no prisoners taken there, no doubt about it.
I told you that wouldn't take long, Dave Brown.
The team of Mike Hart and Randy Greenway having a very tough day here against Action Jackson and Robert Fuller. Jackson got him with a clothesline, and boy, that was really pretty well is what wrapped it up there. Yeah, you see it right there. And that was just about it for the team of Greenway and Hart. Action Jackson and Robert Fuller, the Stud stable, getting themselves a victory in 2 minutes, 41 seconds of time, with all the commentary at the time over here by Dutch Mantell. And you, what do you have here?
I have received this card from some moron out there that has wrote, "Get rid of Ronnie P. Gossett IV. He's an ugly, fat creep who adds no touch of class to your wrestling show. He insults our intelligence." Well, that's not hard to do, insult their intelligence, because they don't have any. This has to be a friend of yours that wrote it because he can't even sign his name.
Signed a loyal fan. Thank you very much for the card. I agree with you. Jed Grundy, you see here,
is the
just
Weight
climbed up in the
Watcher
ring.
team. Look at that blob.
Jed Grundy going against Mike Somani here.
If I look like that, I'd hide. He is a disgrace to wrestling. Total disgrace.
Mike Somani is out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, weighs in at 228. Jed Grundy, you've met him before. He's out of Salt Gum, Kentucky, and weighs 423 pounds.
500 pounds, every bit of it.
Weight 500, 423. There's Jed right there. Somani round behind him. Jed Grundy.
He is a descendant of Haystack Calhoun. You remember Haystack, who was senile.
I remember Haystack, all right. I don't know about the senile part. Jed Grundy.
You call this a wrestler?
Yeah, I've seen him in action here several times. And by
He
golly,
might
he's
be
given
great at a buffet.
Oh, look at this. Forget it, Mike. You're not going to be able to get him off his feet, I don't think. However, Jed Grundy can body slam you fairly easily.
Well, he should be able
200-pound weight advantage.
500 pounds.
423 the weight.
He went to weigh on a pair of scales last week, and the ticket come back alone. He's a disgrace to the wrestling business. I can't believe you'd have some slob like that on there, Dave Brown.
I tell you what, Mr. Grundy has won some matches here and in arenas too. And the fans like him. He's good. Watch this.
Yeah, the fans like him because he's one of them. He's a complete idiot, just like they are.
Come on, Gossett. Hey, the power slam.
Better reinforce that ring.
Two. This one's over. Jed Grundy in 1:33 seconds, and here's Robert Fuller out here. What is this? Wants to talk to Jed?
Jed Grundy here just
For what?
Come on.
All right, Jed, be careful around this guy now, Jed. Good idea. Even it up a little.
Put the chair down, Ronnie. Put the chair down. Hey, ain't nobody out here to fight you. Come over here. I got a deal for you, son. Look here.
From a mountain man to a mountain man, all right?
That's it.
Is your word any good?
Yeah. My word's good.
Come on, Jed.
See that right there, Jed? That's $200 $100 bills, Daddy. I want you to think about that. No, what you gonna do? I don't want you to hold it. You might get an opportunity to hold it. What I want you to do is I want you to do me a little favor. Don't worry. You like that? That's a diamond ring there. Take a look at that.
I see it. Yeah,
You like
diamond
that?
ring.
Let me see your finger there, boy. See if that fits. Hey, that fits your finger just right there. Look
Looks
at that.
good on your finger.
Don't that look good
Sure
on you,
does.
Ronnie?
Looks good on
Let me
it.
tell you
Shine that
something,
up
Jed.
there.
All you'd have to do to get that diamond ring, I'll let you keep it. And this $20,000 is set right down here in this chair. Bring your microphone. Sit right down here in this chair for me, would you please?
Just have a seat there, Tubbs.
Sit down, Jed. What you gonna do? I want you to sit down here, and when Jeff Jarrett comes out here, I want you to peel his head right off top of his shoulders, and I want you to hand it to me on a nice silver platter. Then I'm gonna give you this money right here, Jeff, and I'm gonna let you keep that ring. And I bet you anything, you don't know what the boy's been saying about you.
Right.
Tell him, Ronnie, some things he's been
They
saying
make fun
about
of you. They make fun of you all the
Let me ask
time.
you something. How many times he asked you to ride down the road?
Come on,
He
guys.
don't want to be
How many
seen with
times
you.
has he asked Jed Grundy
Jed.
to come over to his house for dinner? How many times, huh? If you was working for me, you'd ride in my Continental every day with me.
You certainly
and you'd
would.
be sitting at my table
Listen.
when I was talking to him.
Listen, we're going to take a break. Jed, take this over
Just have a
seriously.
seat
Let
there.
me tell you. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a minute.
Just sit right there.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling with a reminder that we're going to be in Henryville, Indiana on Thursday, April 6th at the Henryville High School. Save $1 on advanced sales, sponsored by the yearbook staff. Thursday, April 13th, we're going to be in Lanesville, Indiana at the high school, sponsored by the Adult Athletic Booster Club. Save $1 on advanced tickets. Evansville, Indiana at the Evansville Coliseum Wednesday, March 29th. Championship Wrestling in a big grudge match. Jerry Lawler versus the Master of Pain. We'll have a CWA title between Jeff Jarrett, Dutch Mantell. It'll be the best 2 out of 3 falls. A CWA tag title match featuring Robert Fuller, Action Jackson against the Mason-Dixon Connection. We'll see P.Y. Chu High and Frankie Lancaster. Jed Grundy versus Shogun. Don't miss any of the exciting action coming your way in Evansville, Indiana, Wednesday, March 29th in Evansville Coliseum. We hope to see you right there in Evansville.
Virginia is Hal Hooper. Hal weighs in at 205 pounds. And boy, I don't envy his task today, because here comes the Master of Pain, led by the Dirty Dutchman. The Master of Pain, 325, last known address, the Atlanta Penitentiary.
You talk about a wrestling machine. There is your wrestling machine, the Master of Pain, Dave Brown.
Well, the Master of Pain is an awesome specimen, I must say that.
An awesome specimen. My machine, my animal, my creation, the Master of Pain.
Animal is probably a good word, Dutch.
Absolutely. 325 pounds, 6'8". What a man. And if, hey, help me with my memory. Did I or did I not pull him off Lawler about a month ago? I pulled him off of him. And what happened?
Life. It's what you did.
Absolutely, I saved his life, because the reason I did it is because I didn't want the Master of Pain to go back to prison and serve hard time. But he could do it standing on his head, because that man is the greatest, toughest man I've ever seen in my life. Master of Pain,
Well,
come here.
He has just
Come here,
defeated
Master.
Hal Hooper.
Come here, Master.
No, it's not a record, but he's just defeated Hal Hooper in 38 seconds.
I got some words to say today. Master of Pain, I want you to go back. I just want you to take a shower, because I got a few things to say about our good friend, Jerry Lawler. Go on and take a shower, because what I said, but he ain't going to come out here anyway, so it don't matter. No, he ain't coming. Go on back. Go take a shower. I want to say one thing right now. Right here in this ring, not more than a month ago, I pulled the Master of Pain off Jerry Lawler. Like I said before, to keep it, shut up out here while I'm talking, to keep him from going back to prison. Hey, will this microphone reach in the ring? Wait just a minute. Right here, let's reenact this whole deal. Right here in this corner, I pulled the Master of Pain back off Jerry Lawler. And regardless of what Lawler says, yes, he did go to Japan to avoid the Master of Pain, because when I brought the Master of Pain here, I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear nothing about Lawler going to Japan, but after the Master of Pain showed up right here, Lawler, all of a sudden, he had a Japan trip. Now, that leads me to believe that he avoiding the Master of Pain. And I believe when he was in Japan, he didn't even put that belt on the line one time. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Gossett. You have some words to say about Jerry Lawler?
Jerry Lawler is the sorriest. I can't say what I want to say, Dutch, but I'll tell you this. My sources tell me that not one time did he put that belt on the line in Japan. Not one time did he put that belt on the line. All he did was go over there and just flaunt around. He didn't defend the belt. These morons don't believe us, but we're telling it like it is.
Because Jerry Lawler, he avoids everything at all possible costs. See, what means more in life than Jerry Lawler than anything else is to be able to wear a belt around his waist and call himself the king. And like you said, he didn't put the belt up. He didn't wrestle Antonio Inoki. He didn't wrestle Jumbo Tsuruta. He didn't wrestle Tiger Mask. He went over there and drank Coca-Colas and ate McDonald's all week long and hid that belt in his motel room. That's exactly what he did. And
Here comes the king right here.
Here he is now. Look at him. Hey, crawl up in here. I got something to ask you. I got something to ask you. Get up here. Yes, you. Get up here. Challenge him up. You know, get up here. No problem. No problem. I want to ask you one question. Remember this in the ring here where I pull the Master of Pain off you? Come on, get in here. Come on. I'm begging you to get in here. Get in. Yeah. Come on, Big Mouth. Come on, Hot Shot. Come on, big old King-O. Get in here. Come here. I want to ask you one question. Right here. No, I'm not bringing him back to you. You can walk over to me.
You better get your fat rear end back over there at that desk where it belongs, buddy.
Oh, he ain't going to do nothing. Let me ask you one question. Look right deep into my eyes, and I'm going to look right deep in them steel blue, cold, psychotic eyes you got. Are you or are you not avoiding the Master of Pain? Now, you went to Japan. Did you go to avoid him, or did you go just to walk around Tokyo and go to Hiroshima or wherever you want, Osaka? What did you do?
In other words, that's what you're trying to tell the people, that I didn't even wrestle in Japan?
No, you probably wrestled in Japan, but I don't think you put the belt up because you would have lost it over there.
No, I put the belt up. As a matter of fact, 4 different times. Yeah, quit this. I thought it was about an 8.6 on the
Wait a minute, Dale. Tell him what you think.
I think he's a liar. I don't think you ever put that belt up. He's avoiding the Master of Pain. He's avoided everybody over here. When the going gets tough, he goes to Japan. He don't put that belt up. He never has.
Look at him. He's getting mad. He's bowing up.
Let him get
He's
mad.
bowing up.
Let him get mad. You know what I'd like to do?
No, he ain't going to do nothing.
Oh, nothing. I'm not. You see
Are you afraid of him?
me shaking, Jerry Lawler.
Yeah. Hey, tell him to get on out of here.
Get out. This is our... All right.
Oh, look out. Here comes the Master of Pain. Master of Pain grabs Lawler from behind and is choking him. Now Mantell comes over. Hey, can we get some help out here for Lawler? And Ronnie Pete Gossett egging him on over there. Master of Pain beating up Lawler.
You're not so tough now, Lawler. You're not so tough
Master
now.
of Pain with a choke. Dutch Mantell.
Lay it on. Look out.
Here comes some help finally. And there they go. Dutch Mantell, Master of Pain, and Ronnie P. Gossett. Hey, just take it out.
Take it out.
Take it out of here.
Nobody lays your hand on Dutch Mantell. Jerry Lawler, you get used to it. Because when I get in the ring with you again, I'm going to lay you out just like that.
Come on, get out of here. All of you. And you too, my goodness.
Who thinks he's tough hitting a commentator?
Yeah, commentator. Boy, I tell you, helping the king out of here.
He got
Walking
exactly
on
what he
his own
deserved.
power. There he goes. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Robert Fuller's just brought him in here, Brody Chase, and he just showed him that $20,000 bounty. This bounty match is because of this man right here.
Say goodbye to Jeff Jarrett. Goodbye, Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett surrounded by the fans. I think that gives you an idea of the popularity of this young man who's going to step in there right now with $20,000 on his head.
Do you know what a man would do for $20,000, Davy Brown?
I sure do, and I don't relish the thought either. Referee Jerry Calhoun calls for the bell. Brody Chase out of Paradise City, 255 pounds. There's Jed Grundy sitting over here at ringside, remember, still kind of watching the action.
Keep looking at that ring, Jed.
Jed, remember who your friends have been. That's all I can say to you.
At this rate, Jeff Jarrett won't last 1 minute in there.
Jeff Jarrett going against Brody Chase. As I said, I don't know a lot about Brody Chase, but Dutch Mantell said he's his personal pick to come in here. Tells me he's got to be pretty tough. Jarrett,
I can tell
back
you
up on
one
his
thing,
feet.
and I'll say it again. Lawler will regret ever putting a hand on me. Nobody has ever hit Ronnie Gossett. Nobody, not even my mother.
Well, you can't
Let alone a washed-up has-been like Jerry Lawler.
You can't say nobody's ever hit you now because Lawler put you down on that
Well,
mat pretty good.
You'll see what I have in store for Lawler.
Into the ropes goes Brody Chase. He ducks under. Jeff Jarrett sets, but he's hit with a
Great
clothesline.
You can stick the fork in Jeff Jarrett. He's done.
Power move by Brody Chase. He goes for the cut. He goes for the choke.
That's
what
not a
he's
choke. That's not a choke.
doing. He had his hand wrapped around his throat. I don't know what else you would call it. Jeff ducks under. Again, he ducks under. This time he sets.
A blatant fist. That's a
Right
blatant
hand. He lets him have it. Drop kick. Back into the ropes goes Chase. Drops to the mat. Rolls out of the ring. And there is Jed Grundy sitting here at ringside. You see him looking at that ring, watching what's happening. Jeff
give the guy a
flipped.
chance to get back in the ring. That
He
shows you what
helped
a
him back
sportsman
in.
Jeff Jarrett
Jeff
is.
flipped him back in over the top rope.
You notice that fist, Dave Brown? You never
Yeah.
say anything about that fist.
He used a fist, and you got to remember
He certainly did.
that he's got $20,000 for a price on his head. I don't blame
like
him.
I say, a man will do a lot for $20,000.
Brody Chase back up on his feet. Jeff on the turnbuckle. Chase hammers him across the back. We're a little more than 2 minutes into this match. Reverse neck breaker. Jeff holds that neck.
Brody stays in the match, the better his chances are to win, because he's in much better condition than wimpy Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, of course, one of the finest athletes in professional wrestling.
That's your opinion, Dave Brown, and I'm not thinking too highly of your opinion.
Here's Chase. Drops down out of the corner. That was a fist.
That was not a fist.
Why aren't you saying anything about the fist?
Forearm smash.
There's Jed Grundy again, sitting in the corner, watching the goings-on. Every now and then looking down at that ring.
That ring looks good on Grundy.
Ball package by Jeff Jarrett. He can't hold him though for the 3 count.
He held the man's tight.
He got him for the count of 2, but couldn't make it stick for a 3 count.
If you had a decent referee that wasn't out of position every time, you'd have a match. Jeff would have already been out of this match.
Brody Chase. Got him with the forearm, just raised him across the top of the head.
That was a clothesline. That wasn't a forearm.
Well, he missed the clothesline then. 2 count by Mr. Chase. Remember, Chase.
It won't be long.
Chase is battling for $20,000. The bounty match here.
That boy looks like he could use $20,000, Dave Brown.
Jeff with a body slam. To the rope. Drops down with the upper arm. Now Jeff with a cover 1. 2 count.
He's not going to get that man like that. He's much too strong.
Brody Chase. Jumped over the back. Nice backdrop by Jeff Jarrett.
Look at Jeff. He's got to get the approval of the little idiots on the front row.
Jeff giving away about 50 pounds to this Brody Chase. Chase brought in. Whoa, Jeff misses a drop kick.
That's it. Get the money out.
Could be a costly mistake.
Very costly.
As Jeff was stretched out, missed the drop kick as Chase held onto the rope.
I'm very impressed with Brody Chase. Very impressed.
Chase with the upper arm.
Vicious chop.
Oh, Jeff Jarrett
is illegal.
That move is not illegal. Jeff Jarrett up on the middle rope. After he DDT'd him, and now Jeff comes off the middle rope with a great drop kick. Snap that neck back. 1, 2, 3. Look out, Jeff. Look out, Jeff. Jed Grundy coming up there. Grundy coming up. He's been sitting over there thinking about the 20,000. Thinking about the diamond ring.
Look at what we got.
It looks, he's up there. It looks like
Jed Grundy.
Robert. I'm sorry to say it. But Grundy is up there.
That's right.
Hey, you didn't convince him.
Look at that.
No, you didn't convince him.
Not only is he fat, he's stupid. Look at that idiot.
You didn't convince him at all. Jeff says, keep the ring.
Look at that idiot. You lost
Jeff
your
says,
ring.
keep the ring, Jed.
Look at that.
And there they go. Jeff and Jed Grundy heading out of here. Fuller is over. Boy, Fuller is livid. Fuller wants the ring back. I tell you what he wants.
What a moron. What a moron Jed Grundy is.
Now here Mantell and Action Jackson out. Yeah, you want your ring back. I know.
He is in
they're going after Brody Chase. Brody Chase cost him the ring, and now they're going to take it out on him.
Oh, here comes the fat boy.
Here comes Grundy back.
Beating Jackson before he gets through the rope.
Grundy's that kind of guy. He doesn't like to see anybody getting taken unfair advantage of.
Lay it on him, Doug.
Look at this. Grundy puts both Mantell and Robert Fuller down, but Action Jackson grabs him. Now
He's getting
3
exactly
against 1.
what he deserves, Dave Brown. Exactly.
3 against 1 as they hold up.
Oh, no, that just
Grundy.
makes it even. He weighs 500 pounds.
And now Fuller comes at him with a right fist and an open-handed slap, and they're pounding him, all 3 of them. Here comes Jeff back in to help him out a bit.
Jarrett again.
Jeff goes after the stud stable to help out Jed Grundy. Boy, we got them all in there, 5 of them.
You'll need a crane to get him up now.
Grundy thrown out of the ring, and now it's 3 against 1 on Jeff Jarrett. Double clothesline.
Well, Jeff will get what he deserves, Dave Brown. How do you like that?
Action Jackson choking Jeff Jarrett as he and Mantell looks like they're going after that $20,000 bounty that Fuller has put up.
$20,000 is a lot of money.
They've got Jarrett triple teamed. Oh no,
they need to break that leg.
Braced up on the rope. Fuller sits down on it. Mantell over to work on Jed Grundy to keep him out of the action.
That won't be hard to do.
Here comes the Mason
Here comes the Mason Dixon. Those guys,
they've got Jeff. They grabbed him and get him out of there.
They interfere in every match, Dave Brown. Every match.
No match going on. The match was over long ago. And Mason Dixon connection. Tracy Smothers and John Paul grab Jeff Jarrett and just pull him out of there.
I thought we had policemen here. I didn't think we needed them to.
And there's the stud stable defeated here as Jeff beats.
They weren't defeated. They weren't defeated.
Jeff beats Brody Chase in the ring and then gives the ring to Jed Grundy when he did not turn on him.
Well, you can see that Jed Grundy is a moron, a complete idiot.
Wrestling.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling, and coming to Evansville, Indiana this Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum, a great night of wrestling action. A CWA title match, the best 2 out of 3 falls, Jeff Jarrett, Dutch Mantell.
Let me tell that low-life, egg-sucking dog Jeff Jarrett one thing. You got the belt, and I heard him say he's going to wear it proud, but you're not going to wear it too long because at Evansville, it's coming back to its rightful owner. And I know that belt is lonesome right there, but it's going to come right back to me. It's going to be a good night for me and a good night for the Master Payne, but a bad night for Jeff Jarrett and King Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler avoiding the Master of Pain, but it's all coming to a big head in Evansville, Indiana.
Let's see what Jerry Lawler has to say about it.
You know, the word has come down from Dutch Mantell and the Master of Pain that I went all the way to Japan to try to avoid getting into a confrontation with this big jerk. Well, let me tell you something, Mantell, and let me tell you something, Master of Pain. I don't run and I don't hide from anybody. I went to Japan at the request of that nation to defend the World Heavyweight Championship just because of a similar situation. I didn't want those people over there to be able to say, well, Jerry Lawler's got the World Championship, but now he doesn't want to defend it against all comers. I'll defend that belt against any and all challengers. And as far as you're concerned, Master of Pain, the sooner I take care of you, the better it's going to be. And I'm going to do it right here this week. You're the one that's going to be running when it's over.
You see, Lawler talks a good game, but I know what he's thinking right now. He's thinking that world's title is slipping away. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The clock is on you, Lawler, and the clock is on you too, Jeff Jarrett, because Evansville is going to be a real good night. And I like nights like this because the time the night's over, remember, that Ohio River is right down the street in that Evansville Coliseum, and if you people go out about 10:30, you might see Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler both bobbing in the river.
Jeff Jarrett and the Mason-Dixon connection out here right now. Guys, thanks for your help in there. Jeff, they had you going for a few minutes with a triple and quadruple teaming.
That's right. Them guys are thick as thieves. But Robert Fuller and your whole stinking stud stable. It looks like your bounty match, your bounty guy didn't get the job done. Now we got 2 out of 3 falls. I don't care. I don't care if it's 1 fall 60 minute, 2 out of 3, 1 fall 90 minute. I don't care. I guarantee you one thing, Mantell. I'm going to wear that belt, and I'm going to wear it proud. And, brother, you better show up because it's going to be one heck of a fight. And as far as I said, you know, you guys are like thick as thieves. Well, I guarantee you one thing. These guys are the CWA Tag Team Champions, and I'm going to be right there in their corner making sure you, Mantell, you don't stick your nose in where it don't belong.
Tell you what, Jeff, seen about all of the stud stable I want to see today. Do want to give them a chance to respond, so let's hear what they have to say, but let's keep them out of here, all right?
Man, I hate that Jeff Jarrett. I hate him. He might wear the belt proud, but he won't wear it long because, Jarrett, I'm coming right. Yeah, and the bounty man, no, he may not have got the job done, but he paid for it, and rest assured, people are going to sit up and take notice of the stud stable from now on because they've been driven down. Now they're on the rise. And I'm going to be in Robert Fuller and Action Jackson's corner because Jeff Jarrett's got a habit of sticking his face in. Then, Jarrett, I'm going to come after you because I got a real big score. You won't even win 2 out of 3. You won't even win 1 fall, brother, because I'm taking you right down to the bottom. You're lower than a well. You're lower down than what drops on the ground. You are a low-life, egg-sucking dog, Jarrett, and you're going to pay for it. Right, Ron?
You know I love it. That's what we was going to give you, baby. We're going to give you problems. This is the beginning of them. Now, you want to bring Jarrett out there in the corner on our match, too. That's going to be fine because me and Action Jackson are going to take care of this Mason-Dixon. Then we are going to tear your blonde-headed butt up, buddy, and I'm going to promise you you're going to be gone from my beloved business.
Well, Fuller, you don't intimidate me one bit, brother. You show up in that ring, Mantell, and I'm going to walk out of that ring with my belt, and I guarantee you, like I said, I'm going to be in these guys' corners, Mantell. You just stick your nose in.
Jeff, I'll make you a promise from the Mason-Dixon connection. As long as you watch our back, we'll watch yours. As for Mr. Fuller, Tennessee stud, you come out here belling like a big old whale. I'm going to tell you this, and that little blonde that's running around your sidekick there, I'm going to lay a kiss on you, young lady, from a real Tennessee stud, and that's the bottom line.
All right. Mason-Dixon connection and Jeff Jarrett. We've got action coming up right here in the ring right now. And here comes the Shadow under the mask. Tall. Looks like pretty good size on him here. Don't know much about him. Out of parts unknown. Jerry Calhoun, the referee, stepping into the ring right now.
You know, they do a lot of talking, but talk is cheap, Dave Brown. You remember that.
Yeah,
Very
you can
cheap.
also back it up, let me tell you. Here comes Frankie, the Thumper Lancaster, out of Tampa, Florida. Frankie, boy, what an athlete this
Certainly is. I don't think he's going to be able to get in the ring. Does somebody need to help him?
There he is, no trouble at all climbing into the ring as he goes against the Shadow here today. A nice-looking robe Frankie's got. Coat of many
He's
colors.
not wrestling the robe. He's wrestling the man.
He hands it out of the ring. Referee says, let's do it. The Shadow. Back onto the ropes now. Oh, Frankie. Got him with an open hand.
That wasn't an open hand.
Certainly
Not at
was.
all.
He just let him know what he was up against.
Point of
here,
the
okay.
elbow.
Lancaster picking him up. Now, picking him straight. Dropping him over
Notice
the back.
he used the tights, Dave Brown.
There's a cover by Lancaster. 1, 2. Ooh, thought he had
He's not
him there
going
for
to
a
get
minute.
him on that kind of a pin. The Shadow's much too tough for that.
Shadow coming off the ropes. Nice backdrop by Frankie the Thumper Lancaster. Lancaster, former member of the Stud Stable, remember.
And they got rid of the trash.
They didn't get rid of him. He finally saw the light.
That's what he told you.
Oh, look at him go after the Shadow. Up on the ropes. He flips him off of there right straight down. Oh, here comes Hickerson, P.Y. Chew High.
Now we'll see how tough Lancaster is.
We've got a disqualification. Lancaster presses P.Y. Chew High down to the mat. Tojo Yamamoto waving his arm, no doubt calling in the rest of the Japanese team. And Lancaster wisely says, I ain't hanging around for that. He gets out of the ring. And boy, is that discretion the better part of valor. Is that does that work in this case? It certainly
Have a better
does.
word for it.
There's
Couldn't stand the
P.Y.
heat.
Chew High and the Japanese team in the ring. They're raising their own hands.
Phil Hickerson is on the same type of diet that I am. Outstanding. Look at him.
Yeah.
Great shape.
Yeah.
Fine figure of a man.
We'll be back in just a moment. Things here on Championship Wrestling today. For one thing, we saw the Mason-Dixon connection, Tracy Smothers and John Paul, the new CWA Tag Champions. Even though they were here in a non-title match today, I think you were able to see why they were so successful in being able to win those tag team belts, because they sure look mighty good against a team today called the Delta Force, who was certainly not a pushover team, let me tell you. A little bit later on, we had Action Jackson, Robert Fuller. They won handily in their match. Jed Grundy. Well, Jed Grundy, boy, he had quite a decision to make here today, but I think he made the right one. I know you think he made the right decision. I know Ronnie P. Gossett thinks he made the wrong one, but that should tell you something right there, huh? As Jed decided he would not turn on Jeff Jarrett, $20,000 in a diamond ring or no. he would remain true to the friend who had been his friend in Jeff Jarrett. So he didn't attack him. Jeff said, you know, I think you ought to keep the diamond ring. So Jed has still got that diamond ring of Robert Fuller. And then you finally get what you deserve here as Jerry Lawler, you insult, and Lawler finally popped you.
I didn't get what I deserved. As he looked big hitting a commentator, he'll get what he deserves. He hasn't heard the last of Ronnie Gossett.
More than a commentator, the way you were in there insulting and shoving and talking with Dutch Mantell and all of that sort of thing. And then we had Frankie Lancaster looking mighty good in his single match today. All in all, we feel like we've had a good one. We know we're going to have a good one for you again next week, too. We hope you'll join us for CWA Championship Wrestling. Until then, this is Dave Brown. So long,
and your
everybody.
host, Ronnie Gossett, saying so long.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the